Hi, today on Catherine Learns Stuff, I'm going to walk you through how to design this North Pole Santa's Village directional signs on Cricut Design Space using gesture-free shapes. So let's jump in. So I designed these cute little Christmas decorations where it shows you the directions to North Pole and Santa's workshop. And I've got a copy of that for sale at my shop, which I've left a link below for that in the description. But in case you want to make your own within Cricut Design Space, I'm going to walk you through how to do this for free. This is the one that I've designed, and I'm going to show you how to do it for free in Cricut Design Space. So we're going to open up a new project, and we're going to select a square and a triangle. Now, one of the problems that I find with Cricut Design Space on your desktop is that there's no snap feature, so I can't easily snap these two pieces together. But I'll walk you through how we can do that without having to worry about things not snapping. We'll just have to do a little bit of math to get them to work. So the first thing I want to do is I've got this square here, and I actually want to make it into a rectangle because we're going to need it to be a little bit longer. So I'm going to unlock this here, and I'm going to change my height from 2 to 6. Just so that it's longer for the sake of working it with us. And then to make our math easier here, I'm actually going to change the height of this one to 1.5 because 1.732 isn't so easy to do with math. Oops. Sorry, we want to make sure that this is unlocked now so that our width stays at 2 so that it's the same as our rectangle. And we're going to change this to 1.5. This is just going to make the math easier when we're putting all of our pieces together. So now what I want to do is I'm going to select my triangle, and I'm going to change my positioning to 0, 0. And this is going to put the corner of this shape here at 0, 0. And the nice thing about this now is that this shape will be at the 1.5 inch height on my y-axis and the 0 direction on my x-axis. So I know that this piece here, if I want to, attach to this corner, I'm going to go to x, I'm going to put this to 0. And y I'm going to put to 1.5. And now these two items are perfectly, let me just move this out of the way, are perfectly aligned. If I zoom in, you'll see that they're touching. So I'm going to select the two items just by clicking and dragging over them. I'm going to I'm going to weld them together. All right, so now I've got part of my arrow. I'm going to rotate this 9 degrees, and we're going to have it this way now. So you can leave your arrow signs sort of this direction if you'd like, or you can add a tail at the end. So in my design here, they've got sort of a tail at the end, right? To make it look like it's pointing in this direction or in this direction. And so we're going to, if you want to do that, there's two options that we have. So I'll walk you through both of them simply to do sort of the simplest ways with our free shapes. Again, I'm going to select a heart, and I'm going to put the heart here. Now again, the heart here is 2 inches, and this is still 2 inches. That's supposed to be 2 inches, not 2.04. So let's fix this to 2 inches because everything needs to be the same size for this to work perfectly. And now we're going to rotate this heart so that it is got the bumps on this side. So that's going to be negative 90 degrees. And now we've got the bumps here. Again, we're going to move this to 0, 0. And you'll notice here that sort of the center of the bump here is at 0.5 inches. So I'm going to move my X to 0.5 and my Y to 0. And now this is going to sort of align perfectly again. And I'm going to select the two items, and I'm going to combine them and weld them together. So I've got that option there. So it's got a nice point here and a round end at this side. If you don't like this round end and you want it to look different, let's just undo that so that we've got this shape here again. If you don't want it like that, we'll get rid of this heart. We can actually do it with triangles. So we're going to add in a shape here, and we're going to hide our shapes. So now I need to rotate this triangle so that sort of this straight part is up here, because we want it to, on my banners here, we've got it's straight and then the triangle comes in. So we're going to flip this 180 degrees so that it's up this way. Sort of like so. Now we can align this here about this way, and just leaving this the way that it is, this triangle, we're going to copy Control-C and Control-V, and now we've got two of them. And I'm going to rotate this one to 0 degrees so that the bottom is here. Now this triangle here, I want it to be at 0, 0, and this triangle here, I want it to be at this spot here. the bottom of it. So it's going to be a little bit tricky to do because we don't have our triangle set to a nice number. So we've got it 1.73. So we actually need to do sort of 2 inches minus 1.73 in order to get the location of where we want it. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to set our X position to 0, and we're going to set our Y position to 0.27, and that's going to give us the perfect spot so that this lands off at the bottom of my 2 inches. And now this piece here, we're going to set this to, X is going to be right at this sort of, we can do it at the 1 inch mark here, or even at the ½ inch mark. It'll kind of just cut the end off here. So we're going to do it at the 1 inch mark here. So we're going to put X to 1 and Y to 0. And now this is our new shape. So I'm going to select all 3 pieces and I'm going to combine and I'm going to weld them together. And I've got like this little pin thing that looks like an arrow. All right. So now that we have our first arrow, all we need to do is I'm going to select this again and we're going to do an offset. So instantly I've got a new offset set around this, and I'm just going to leave this at 0.25 inches. And there's my first offset. I'm going to select a second offset just to be fun, another size, and then we've got our 3 arrows. So if we go back to my original design, we've got white, red, green. So that's the 3 sizes, right? For each one I've got sort of different combination of colors, but this is our pin. So I'm going to just change the colors on this so that they sort of match my design. White. We want color, where goes my color? We're gonna go red, and then we're gonna go green. Let's do this green. Okay, so there's the 3 colors that we've got. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna group this so that I've got a nice setup for this. Now, right now our size is 9.5 inches, which is good. We can stretch this either way, make it longer or wider. I'm gonna make this 10 inches long, and I'm gonna make this sort of like 5 inches wide, maybe 4 inches. Let's go 11 here. We're gonna go 11.5. Okay, so that's gonna work for my 12 by 12 cardstock, that size. Now we're gonna do a bunch of these, but I'm just gonna walk you through sort of what we can do. So I've got this grouped. I'm gonna copy these. So I'm just gonna go Control C and Control V, and I'm gonna have a few of these. So in my design, my original design here, I've got a square one, 1, 2, 3, 4 of these. So I'm going to make 4 copies of these. Oops, Control C, Control, where is it going? Okay, 2, 4. I'm gonna select these bottom 2 and I'll flip them 180 degrees. They're facing the other way. All right, that was harder than I wanted it to be. And we're going to sort of offset these, one going this way, one going this way, and one going this way. And now at the very beginning I had, in my design, we didn't do this one yet, so let's go back. And I've got sort of a North Pole at the top, so we've got to do that as well. So simply going to select our shapes again. And we're going to select a rectangle, and what we're going to do is we're going to just ungroup this for a second, and we're going to see the size of this. So this is 10.29 and 3.33, so we're going to go 10.29 and 3.33, and we're going to change this to white. Okay, so this should be the same size as these guys here, 10.29 and 3.33. Okay, and we're going to offset. And this offset is different size because we've increased the size. 10.89 and 4.17. 10.89 and 4.17. And we're going to select this guy here, and we're going to offset him as well. Apply, and again, the size is going to be a little bit off. We'll need to make an adjustment. So 11.5 and 5. Unlocking this, 11.5 and 5. I'm going to select all 3 of these. I'm going to try to align them center, center. And we're going to change the colors to go red and green. Okay, so we've got all of our signs. Now you can change the colors from red, green to green, red, or whatever you'd like. In my design, I sort of go red, green, red, yellow, red. So it just depends on what colors combinations you would like. But we're going to go next to our text. and we're going to write North Pole, and we're going to move this over here, and we're going to select a different font. I don't like this font. You can choose any font that you would like. I like this. In my system, I've got a thing called, where's my brush script? And that's the one that I sort of like to use. Now I'm going to unlock this, and I'm going to stretch this out, place this kind of want this here, like so. And again, what I'm going to do is I've got this, I'm going to offset this once, apply, and then I'm going to offset my offset, apply, and I'm just going to change the colors on these pieces. Now, there's something that we're just going to go over. This here, you'll notice there's like lines between the letters because they're not attached. So I'm going to combine and weld them all together so that they are one piece and not numerous pieces. And then like with this piece here, we're actually going to go to our contour button over here, and we're going to hide all these little imperfections because we don't want those. And if there's any imperfections on this one, we can get rid of those. There's just this P here. I like that to give it sort of that look. And then we've got this. So I'm going to change my colors. I'm going to make the North Pole like a yellow to be represent gold. And then I'm going to go white. Nope. I want this part to be white. And then maybe this part to be red. And I'm going to just align these so that they look pretty together. And group it just so that we can see what it looks like. So that's sort of the first one. So I don't like this color combination, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this to green and this to red. I think that looks a little bit better. So there's my first one. So I'm going to do the same thing, so the same concept for all of my other phrases. And so in mine, I've got Candy Cane Lane, I've got Elves Village, Santa's Village. So I'm just going to quickly do all of those ones. But that's the idea that we have for this design. So once we've got all these places filled out, we're just going to be able to send this to cut. Now again, I'm going to pull, when I'm working on any of these pieces, I'm going to sort of pull them away so that I can work on just individual pieces by themselves. Let's go Santa's Village. That's good like that. And we're going to offset this twice. Apply and offset, apply. And that one's pretty good size. We're just gonna make this, just make this a little bit bigger. I've messed up my, just gonna group this so that I can work with this better. Group this. This a little bit smaller. All right, so that's sort of the way that I'm going to work with all of these, and I'm going to quickly redo the other ones with the same fashion, and then this will all be ready to cut out. Okay, and so those are now all ready to go. Now when you're doing this, just remember to make sure that you are combining your letters, so make sure that they're welded. I can't do these ones because they've all been attached, but if they haven't been, this combine will show itself up as, it'll be highlighted black so that you can actually change the selection of the letters to be combined into one item. So you'll notice here for this, that's grouped, so I'm going to ungroup this just to show you, and this one here is also welded. So now this is all ready to be cut out and assembled. So I've got another video on how to assemble these if you need it, but I mean it's pretty self-explanatory. So hopefully that tutorial has helped you out so that you can know how to make these Santa's Village directional signs for your holiday decorations. And there you have it. We've successfully designed our Christmas wall decorations to show us where Santa's Village is. If you don't want to design this file by yourself, I've left a link in the description below on how to access my file that you can purchase at my shop, as well as I've left a link below to the video that shows you how to assemble this from using my file. So be sure to check those out as well. If you've tried this out, let me know how it turned out. Let me know if you've got any questions or if you liked how it worked. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.